The future of war won't be fought by boots on the ground, but by bots in the sky, algorithms in command centers, and swarms of drones executing battlefield ballet. Artificial intelligence is redefining military power at breakneck speed. From decision-making to cyber warfare, machines are becoming the generals. But as the AI arms race accelerates globally, here's the burning question. Is India simply watching, or is it ready to dominate the digital battlefield? Hello and welcome. You're watching Statecraft with me, Geeta Mohan. By 2030, AI is projected to be the backbone of global military operations, merging land, sea, air, space, and cyber into a single sentient theater of war. From autonomous drones to AI-powered logistics, no modern army can stay relevant without it. India's Ministry of Defence has declared 2025 the year of reforms, prioritizing AI and robotics. But bold declarations aside, can India really cash in on the AI revolution in defense? AI is changing the rules of war faster than any Cold War doctrine ever did. In today's battlefields, milliseconds matter. AI systems now process more data in a second than a human general can in a day. The US Pentagon calls AI a mission-critical priority. China sees it as a shortcut to leapfrog the West. Russia's betting on battlefield autonomy. The age of digital dogfights and algorithmic warfare is here, and it's brutal.
This question of whether AI can be entrusted with defending the country, now again a very controversial question, so to say. Recently I was going through an article where it is being said, or it was being reported, that artificial intelligence or AI has learned to lie and learn to deceive. So yeah, it is a very tough question. But as far as the defense of the country itself is concerned, I don't think the AI can be completely, or it can be made autonomous as far as the defense of the country is concerned. AI, of course, is a force multiplier. It helps, it shortens the OODA loop, that is the decision-making cycle. It does calculations and permutation and combinations in milliseconds, which otherwise would take quite some time to arrive at a conclusion. So it is a force multiplier, artificial intelligence, and we can't be left behind from rest of the world, where everybody is taking huge leaps as far as the artificial intelligence and technology is concerned. But there has to have a human interface or human control over artificial intelligence, because whatever you say, the artificial intelligence, it does not understand the context in which conflict is taking place, or in which an incident is taking place. It doesn't understand empathy. It doesn't understand the laws of the land, the legal implications. So yes, and in battlefields, especially along the borders, we know that a small action, that is a tactical action, can have strategic implication. We know how World War I started just because of action of one soldier. The conflict which started between Austria and Serbia, that one bullet fired by one individual, it catapulted into a world war. So one cannot leave AI on its own and give full autonomy to AI as far as the decision making is concerned, especially in the battlefield. There has to have a human control, and strict human control. If that is done, then yes, artificial intelligence, like I said, it's a force multiplier. It shortens your decision making cycle. It enables you in a number of ways. I had mentioned earlier also that a small example, that which weapon to be used, or which weapon will be most efficient in which scenario. I give example of drones and missiles. So it is a great force multiplier, but the whole algorithm has to be established as such that the ultimate control over it, or ultimate control and decision making, especially along the borders or in a conflict scenario, it has to rest with humans, because there are a number of things involved as far as the decision making is concerned.
Autonomous drones, AI-directed missile strikes, predictive logistics, and cognitive electronic warfare are no longer future tech. They're present tense. AI doesn't sleep, doesn't panic, and certainly doesn't hesitate. In a world where nuclear decisions might rest on split-second data analysis, AI isn't just helpful, it's essential. India isn't sleeping through this revolution. Far from it. The government has declared 2025 the year of reforms in defense, and AI is front and center. Over 75 AI-powered defense products have been indigenously developed, ranging from autonomous drones to smart surveillance and cyber defense platforms. India is not just a buyer in the global arms bazaar, it's finally building. The creation of the Defense AI Council, that's DAIC, and the Defense AI Project Agency, DAIPA, signals something serious. These aren't symbolic bodies, they're command posts for an AI-first military strategy. Annual budgets have been carved out, roadmaps have been drawn. Each service arm, Army, Navy, Air Force, has its own AI working group. India wants to hard-code AI into every corner of its military machine. What does all this AI look like on the ground? In Kashmir, AI-powered drones scan terrains that are too dangerous for human patrols. At the line of control, India is using swarm drones for area denial and predictive threat detection. Systems like Aviation can tell a goat from a gunman, filtering false alarms and giving real-time alerts. In cyber warfare, AI shields Indian military networks from malware, phishing, and denial of service attacks. Cognitive radar systems track enemy aircraft. Smart helmets relay live battlefield data to soldiers. AI-enabled command centers fuse data from satellites, sensors, and ground forces into a unified view, feeding predictive models that can anticipate enemy moves before they happen. Drones are the sharpest spearhead of India's AI ambitions. Surveillance UAVs like Heron and Rustam sweep vast border zones with pinpoint precision. Combat drones like Rudrastra execute precision strikes in hostile terrain. And then there's swarm tech, where dozens of AI-powered drones move like a hive mind to jam enemy radars, drop payloads, or hunt down intrusions.
If we look at military conflicts of recent past or even the conflicts which are still going on, for example, the Ukraine-Russia war is going on since 2022. One thing is for certain, that drone warfare is here to stay. It's pretty evident that the usage of drones in the battlefield, it is going to keep increasing as the time passes. The drones are being used by countries in various capacities. For example, the limited conflict between India and Pakistan, which we know as Operation Sindoor, the Indian forces, they use their kamikaze drones, the Harab drones, which is jointly developed with Israel, to target the Pakistani military establishment or military bases. These drones are kamikaze drones which loiter in enemy airspace for a certain period of time, and as the target presents itself, they home onto it and go self-destroy them along with the target. Whereas Pakistanis, they use their tactical drones, that is the smaller drones in large numbers, to create confusion and panic amongst the civil populace and also the military establishment of India. So these swarms of drones, the large number of drones, they were flown by Pakistanis across the border, starting from the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir to international borders in Rajasthan and Gujarat. Whereas in Russia-Ukraine war, the Ukraine, they did a magnificent thing by using drones as guerrillas. They infiltrated their drones in Russian territory because, as you know, that Russia has got a large landmass. But Ukraine, they infiltrated their drones in Russian territory well in advance. The whole planning of the operation, it continued for about a year plus. And by using these drones, flying them from within the Russian territory, they brought down heavy damage on Russians, the strategic bombers, which are quite costly. In 4 air bases of Russia, they targeted and they destroyed large number of strategic bombers of Russia. Coming on to the 12-day war, recently concluded 12-day war between Iran and Israel. Israel used their drones to suppress the air defense systems of Iran so that their air force can operate freely. Not only that, Israel also used the drones to pinpoint target the individuals of prominence. For example, the top leadership of military, the top 8 generals were killed by using the drones, the small drones, which Israel had again infiltrated or pre-positioned inside the Iranian territory.
Take Indrajal, India's defensive AI drone shield, capable of securing 4,000 square kilometers with spoofers, jammers, and machine learning driven interception. Or the D4 anti drone system, with 360-degree radar and laser tracking that has intercepted over 80% of rogue drones so far. These aren't prototypes, these are deployed, tested, and combat ready. India's long, difficult borders aren't patrolled by tired boots alone anymore. AI is creating smart borders with laser walls, facial recognition, motion sensors, and real-time alerts. The Evasion system automates detection in high infiltration zones. Project Heem Shakti uses satellite data and AI modeling to predict routes of potential cross-border movement. Smart fences in places like Dhubri in Assam under the bold QIT initiative are plugging riverine gaps where no patrol could ever reach. In high-altitude zones along the LAC, satellite imaging fused with AI is tracking Chinese troop buildup in real time. It's not about reaction anymore, it's about anticipation. India's AI defense ecosystem isn't locked inside DRDO labs anymore. Startups like IdeaForge and DSRL are producing battlefield-ready drones and AI surveillance tools. The IDEX initiative is injecting oxygen into defense tech entrepreneurship. Microsoft just committed $3 billion to India's AI infrastructure. That's not charity, it's a strategic bet. Public-private partnerships are driving battlefield innovations from the lab to line of control in record time. IDEX, defense tech incubators, and MSME incentives are creating an ecosystem where defense isn't just about guns and uniforms. It's about code, chips, and algorithms. India's AI ambitions aren't just domestic. With a $5 billion defense export target by 2025, India is eyeing the global market. Countries in Southeast Asia, Africa, and Latin America are looking for affordable, reliable alternatives to Western and Chinese systems. India's AI-enabled products like anti-drone systems, autonomous surveillance platforms, and cognitive radar are gaining interest. Many of these AI tools have civilian dual-use applications: disaster response, logistics, medical aid. That means more markets, more money, and more influence. AI is becoming India's defense diplomacy tool, and it speaks every language. The idea is no longer a theory, it's being implemented. AI is helping India create a single brain for all its military limbs, faster, smarter, and more coordinated than any adversary it faces.
As far as AI is concerned in weaponry or weapons, we are primarily using artificial intelligence in standoff weapons, the weapons which are used from a distance, be it drones or the missiles which we use for their target acquisition or the navigation. Also the sensors which are used in our air defense systems. For example, if there are large number of flying objects which are considered hostile, which are coming towards your airspace, one has to take quick decision in milliseconds that which weapon has to be used to neutralize which threat. For example, you cannot use a $1 million missile to neutralize a drone which maybe will be of just $1,000. So yes, the artificial intelligence is being used in standoff weapons or standoff machinery or sensors which we are using along our borders. And the usage of AI is going to increase. The AI is again a very new phenomena for the whole world, and India again is alive to the fact that this is the future and it is a force multiplier. So AI is being used, and whether it is enough or not, that one has to progress with the caution as far as AI is concerned, because there are a number of permutations, combinations, and algorithms which are there, and also the equipment which they are being used with, that is of high, it's very secretive in nature, it is very confidential. So one has to bring in a lot of safeguards so that the project remains secure, and also AI can be used constructively and not turn out to be a bane rather than a boon. So yes, the progress is being made, and I'm sure that with more development in technology, more refinement being done in AI itself, India will keep improving its project as far as the usage of AI in weaponry is concerned.
Let's be clear. India is no longer a tech laggard in defense, but in the AI arms race, speed isn't optional, it's existential. And while India has launched promising reforms and homegrown innovations, the rest of the world isn't standing still. In fact, they're sprinting.
See, it won't be fair to compare Indian drone program with the American or Chinese drone program, because Indian drone program is still in a developing stage, and rather it has taken wings in the last 8 to 10 years. Whereas America, for example, Americans are the pioneers in drone technology and drone weaponization. Earlier, when the drones were developed in the world, they were primarily developed for reconnaissance and surveillance. But the Americans are the pioneers who weaponized the drones, be it the Iraq War or the Gulf War, as we know it, or the war against terrorism in Afghanistan. We know that Americans, they use their MQ-9 Reaper drones, which we see in movies, that the drones which can be controlled sitting thousands of miles away, and there's a real-time link, satellite link, as far as the visuals are concerned, the target acquisition is concerned, target identification is concerned, and finally the targeting of the objective. So yes, the Americans are pioneers of drone technology and drone weaponization. Coming on to China, again, a very large military industrial base which is there in China. We know that starting 1980s, China has started its defense modernization, and drones were also part of it. So again, they have a very advanced drone program, and they are exporting drones to a large number of countries, including Arab world and the countries with which China has its military relationships. As far as India is concerned, the Indian drone program, it started in early 1990s when we imported Searcher and Heron UAVs from Israel. And these UAVs were also imported primarily for reconnaissance and surveillance. But like all good professional armies, we also took our lessons and from the campaigns which America did, be it the Gulf War or the operations in Syria or the operations in Afghanistan. And we realized that drones are going to be the weapon of future. And we started our own indigenous drone program, and come 2004, we had our own Rustam UAV, again for reconnaissance and surveillance. But yes, we did have our indigenous UAV in early 2000. Thereafter, a lot of improvement has taken place, and 2022 on Army Day, during Army Day parade, we have demonstrated our drones which are weaponized and tactical drones. We are using those drones in counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency operations, be it Jammu and Kashmir or the northeast of India.
China is already building the war machine of tomorrow with the declared aim to become the world's premier AI power by 2030. Beijing has fused its civilian and military research ecosystems into one unified engine of progress. Billions are being poured into battlefield autonomy, drones that hunt in swarms, predictive command systems that run war games 24/7, and AI-enabled surveillance that tracks troop movements from space to street corner. United States of America, it's codifying AI into war doctrine. Pentagon has declared AI mission critical and is embedding machine learning into everything: logistics, targeting, missile systems, even soldier performance tracking. DARPA is running battlefield simulations where AI makes decisions faster than any human general ever could. American war planners aren't just theorizing, they're using AI to dominate time itself. Israel, it's exporting battlefield AI like it's selling semiconductors. From drone swarms to counterinsurgency analytics, Israel's AI platforms are in demand across Asia, Africa, and Europe. Their drone industry doesn't just operate in war zones, it defines them. Now compare that with India's pace. There are promising initiatives, but the momentum must not stall. Because in AI warfare, the finish line keeps moving. Every delay, every policy bottleneck, every red tape tangle is not just a procedural hiccup, it's a strategic liability. India's biggest threat right now, not Pakistan, not even China, it's the inertia of its own system. Challenges remain: procurement delays, lack of unified frameworks, ethical dilemmas, and a shortage of AI-literate soldiers and engineers. But the biggest threat is complacency. In AI warfare, today's advantage can be tomorrow's vulnerability if the momentum breaks. When machines decide who lives or dies, ethics matter. India will need frameworks to govern how autonomous systems behave. Who's accountable if an AI drone misfires? What if a prediction model wrongly identifies a civilian as a threat? Building AI warfare systems without ethical safeguards is like building a nuclear reactor with no safety valves. India's focus on data governance, ethical AI, and human-in-the-loop command systems will define whether it becomes a responsible AI superpower or just another digital warlord. India is no longer at the margins of military innovation, it's at the edge of something monumental. AI has shifted the definition of national power. It's not just about tanks and jets anymore. It's about who owns the smartest systems, the fastest processors, and the most predictive algorithms. With a bold vision, solid policy reforms, and an exploding innovation ecosystem, India has the ingredients to become not just AI ready, but AI dominant. But this isn't a tech sprint, it's a strategic marathon, and only nations that keep running will write the rules of future war. So here's the real question. Will India lead the algorithmic age of warfare, or will it be playing catch up while drones darken its skies? Thank you for watching Statecraft.